I just realized that there's an Escape from LA and an Escape from New York, thanks to Disparu. Go figure. Go figure. All right. That's what his image has been this whole time, a little ninja? Little ninja squirrel? Shit. Disparoob, tube, and the boob tube.
With the first two trailers of Tron Ares,
Oh
was
no,
optimistic.
not
It
that.
looked great visually. It had everything. Cars getting cut in half, planes stopped. With the first two trailers,
Airplanes, meteors becoming crashed into us. That is sweet earth, you might say. Around.
with the first two trailers of Tron Ares, I was optimistic. It looked great visually. It had everything. Cars getting cut in half, planes stopping missiles, missiles trapping planes, and inside the grid looked as cool as ever. Even at SDCC, in real life, they gave
Cloud
a
out
great
of date.
intro to the panel. The problem then was everything else, the side characters, things that the trailers just hinted at, which have later been confirmed. We had girl bosses on the good side, girl boss CEOs on the bad side, and men who contain more soy than the entire cast of Glee.
So Ares, like, is in the God of War, Ares?
Yeah.
Cool. You're Greek, that's awesome.
Only for these men to be then lectured by said girl bosses.
You think you're in control of this? You're not.
Don't worry, I'm sure everyone with dangly bits is entirely wrong and everyone without is perfectly correct at all times. But even at this point, it was just hints. I was assuming, and so I still had hope. That wasn't.
Play
I
anyway.
found out everything was so much worse than I expected. Entertainment Weekly came out with an exclusive piece about Tron Ares, and the pictures are, well, they didn't help. As I said, if you're going to release exclusive new pictures about a movie, you would expect these would be key images of their most important characters to build hype. Well, you've heard Escape from New York. This looks like Escape from London, with one of the main protagonists, the main antagonist, and yes, you do recognize her.
My character, she's a powerful leader. Yes, yes. In a very woman
Yes.
Star Wars is very like patriarchal.
I'm still okay with the villain choice for Terminator 3, for I think obvious reasons.
I like your gun.
What? This does not tick the same boxes.
She's a powerful leader. Kind of cool to have this woman-centered figure. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry.
And of course, the final girl boss. I didn't notice until Endymion pointed it out, though, that why does she always look surprised in every picture? And she definitely does. I don't know what it is or why they chose these pictures. But this is the first time I've ever seen a girl boss whose only facial expression is, I don't know what's going on. Now, many people have said they have reservations about this movie because of Jared Leto. I don't know anything about him, and from that perspective, he doesn't seem to be the problem in this movie. It's everybody else. I don't know why they seem obsessed with cramming this movie full of every side
He's a
character
cult
they
leader, he
can,
sucks, and
rather
he's
than
also
focusing on a
Morbius.
few
The time when he said,
to build
it's
a
Morbin
movie,
time.
and then having a load of essentially red shirts that are just there to die in fights. Actually, that's not true. I do know why all the side characters are there. But what got me was the utter change in tone between the side characters' movie posters and the main ones. It's like, oh look, this is your proper cool movie that you want, and we're just gonna cram these in. Am I supposed to be intimidated by him as a villain? Is she supposed to be an imposing hero or an imposing villain? Am I supposed to think that she can beat someone in a fight?
Yes.
Now you compare that to ones without the side characters, and they are cool as hell. If this was the movie, I would be all for it. These kind of designs would get me into the movie, and he just looks awesome as it is, as he has in previous movies. Even Jared Leto, who really needs a shave. I'm not sure unkempt hobo really works as a look for this movie, but that's what we're going with. Yet he's still more intimidating than the main antagonist, the female Terminator of the movie. The truly horrifying part of this movie, though, is the plot. Anything else is just window dressing until you find out what the movie's actually about. And then you realize there's no saving it. With Tron Legacy ending with the company returning to its proper heritage of the owner's son, him bringing an AI programmer out who actually had the ability to be a real person into the real world, you'd expect that story to continue. What you wouldn't expect is a woke 2025 remake of Terminator 2.
It's not supposed to be underwater.
What we're getting, which is the closest comparison I can get to Tron's own
Wonder what
described
happens if I
version
do
of the
this.
story. So now, rather than the son owning the company and turning it to glory, Eve, who is in the pictures, is a programmer who turned Encon into a thriving company. Yes, that's right, it's not the son passing down the company through a patriarchal mechanism and him bringing glory to his heritage. No, it's the Clunge that did it. His son took over at the end of Tron Legacy. However, Ares will reveal that in the 14 years between films, Encom fell on hard times. In fact, it would have folded if not for the work of now CEO Eve Kim, the inventor of Fortnite. Because it's not enough just to swap the main character, you have to destroy the masculine legacy as well. And she did it thanks to the development of a Fortnite-like video game. This is a company which had access to a digital realm.
What happens if I do it? I
want
want to do it.
The real world.
I'm gonna do it, Rick.
Fortnite's the big bucks. She's one of them gamer girls in it, bro. You know, that vast demographic.
Okay,
which
good.
has been
Number
bringing
5.
a breadth and depth of talent and profitability to the gaming industry. Which is why now we live in a golden age of gaming, full of AAA games which are quite frankly so addictive. I'm surprised I can even make this video. Every game is a 24-karat gold banger, thanks only to the fallopian tubes getting involved. That's what it needed. But regardless of the fact that this company should be making profit from the parallel dimension full of computer programs that are living and breathing, instead, they didn't know how to do anything with that. And so both companies are now racing to find a piece of code that could make complicated computer programs live in the real world, which is weird considering Jared Leto is one of those programs and Encom already knows how to do it because they did it at the end of Tron Legacy. We've forgotten about that though. Enter Ares, Jared Leto. Julian hopes to use Ares as a means of turning AI into machines of war, while Eve hopes the technology can solve world hunger and the energy crisis. While one wants soldiers, she wants to stop the weather. Ares forms an opinion on this matter and chooses to go on the run with Eve, prompting Julian to send another program after him named Athena, Jodie Turner-Smith,
Woman-centered figure. Yes, yes.
after them. Now this story can be summed up as imagine Terminator, but he's chasing a woman because she invented Fortnite. However, when he finds out that she can stop the Earth warming, the Terminator changes sides to protect her. I had to put excerpts from the article into this Twitter feed because I knew if I just wrote it down, no one would believe me. We are now hitting movies with plots so ridiculous that when you just repeat them to an audience, you come across as a liar. Oh, he's just being hyperbolic. It won't be that bad. In Terminator 3, we're hotline smashing Arnold Schwarzenegger's face into a toilet. In Tron Ares, we're going to try and lower their carbon emissions. And this is the problem with modern Hollywood. We've spoken before how other writers, they'd experienced the world. Tolkien went to war and he could put that into his battle scenes. He could speak from the position of being a man under siege in a story. Whereas now, all writers sit in California on their phones reading Twitter feeds and Instagram messages. And so the only problems and therefore evils that they can imagine are things that they've experienced in their lives due to lack of being able to abstract other people's point of view. It means that all evil in stories is now pathetic, like their lives. They can't imagine anything worse because they've not experienced anything worse. They've had no real problems, and they don't have a grasp on more complex morality to create different ideologies that they might want to fight or explore ideas about what would that guy do in this situation. Instead, we have antagonists who are fighting on how long we should be allowed to have air conditioning on for. These people are so stupid that they just think this massive abundance of resources is a natural good and something a hero would be fighting for. They can't even think of the concept, let alone comprehend it, that actually resource scarcity might be a good thing and might limit populations to a reasonable level within an area. There are studies about the behavior of mice when too many of them are crammed into too small a space, but they wouldn't know that because they're not interested in it, because these are very shallow, basic people. And so we get stories about Fortnite, avocado on toast, and the weather, which they write about because it's part of their lived experience. And so it's the only things they understand. They make tick boxes because that is their moral system of just social consensus. Everyone else thinks it's good, I better do it. And when Ronning brings up Pinocchio for Ares. Ares is a program who wants to become human. They say it's about exploring humanity. And so, of course, Flynn is interested in this, as he was in Tron Legacy.
A malfunctioning program who wants to live just feel like fascinating.
You'd think this would be the backbone of the story. I don't know if he realizes, but it's quite a deep topic. And yet it's just Pinocchio. Is he going to be the only AI program that can lie so a laser goes in front of him as well as behind? The best thing is, during the discussion, Lee even goes against him. It's like, he's not like Pinocchio at all. This is Bonnie and Clyde. Oh, you see, because Pinocchio, that was a story about a man. And she's like, no, I need to get involved. I have to have a story where I'm in it, because otherwise what's the point? Why would I take a photo of something when I can have my face covering it up? Got to include the important thing in the movie, right? It's a more apt parallel. Ares, this program, and Eve, this human, are this extremely unlikely duo that are forced to join forces in a very unlikely way. I mean, yes, a computer program joining up with that in order to stop the weather is quite unlikely. Novelty doesn't mean good. There's a whole host of people that crap on stereotypes and tropes. Stereotypes and tropes are shorthand for things which are so common in the world that everyone immediately recognizes it as true. Like, no, we've got to do something unexpected. Let's have a Fortnite code to save the world rather than trying to destroy it. Tron is a darker franchise. It's probably the darkest franchise for Disney, but I'm infusing it with humanity. I feel this movie is very much about what it takes to be human. Ares wants to be human. He needs it. He deserves it. He needs to earn it. And that's important. That's a big element. It's about his feelings. It's Superman all over again. This is as deep as Hollywood gets nowadays. It's funny as well, they want to pitch this movie as something about AI. It's the explosion of AI, the dangers of AI, while also pitching the protagonist good guy as an AI that wants to become human and self-aware. Look, if you're trying to make a movie about the dangers of AI, don't have it as the hero in your movie. It's not the best idea. It was something that Lee was thinking about on the picket lines during the Hollywood actors strike. Yes, probably shouldn't have done that, should you, love? Trying to destroy your own industry. It's funny, actually, that the main actress who's striking on the picket lines, when the director came out and said it's a bad idea, this is time for diplomacy. They were supposed to start filming during the strike, but instead were shut down with over 150 people laid off. It's indefinite. This makes it exponentially harder for everyone. The AMPTP, SAG-AFTRA, and WGA need to speed up the negotiation process and not leave the table until it's done. These tactics are extremely frustrating. We need to get back to work, and at no point did he turn around and tell his main actress on the picket line, stop being a stupid tart and get back into the studio. I'd have fired her. Yeah, I'm trying to make a movie and you're just deciding to not work. You're definitely not getting paid, love. Thanks. She says, from the beginning, I was being very deliberate and mindful about how we were approaching this. I had to convincingly play an expert in AI and know all of this tech while everything was happening around me. Definitely strikes me as a computer genius. Not only do I look at her and think she plays Fortnite, and obviously made it, but if there's one person in the world that I could ask rather than saying, Grok, explain this, it'd be her. Their main advisor, a computer scientist, and so dubbed Mother of AI, because the father of AI would be too patriarchal and we can't have that, you bigot. Running says the team adjusted a little bit the film's story in the light of the ongoing AI debate around the world. However, at the end of the day, the movie isn't about AI per se. It's about Ares' journey in discovering what it means and takes to be human. So why did you say it was about AI then? Why did you say it was about AI and then 4 paragraphs later, nah, actually it's about humanity, morals, ethics, and the greater philosophical questions of the universe. I don't believe you. And I really wanted to. After Formula 1 and Nobody 2, this was the movie I was looking forward to. I didn't care at all about it until that first trailer, where just the visuals pulled me in. The idea of bringing it into the real world is a really good one that I was looking forward to see how they did it. And even now with everything I've said, visually, it looks amazing. There is a trailer about what they did, how they tried to film it, how we tried to film as much of it in real life as possible.
It was important for me to shoot as much as possible in camera. We shut down Vancouver for 6 weeks of nights.
Instead of CGI, which explains why the SDC's Comic-Con intro looked like the actual movie, because that's how they did it. I actually think this movie did have potential.
Shut down fucking Vancouver. No wonder Canada's going to hell.
We're living in a world where War of the Worlds had a better family dynamic and story of what a family's supposed to be than Fantastic Four.
Shut down whole cities to shoot shit movies. Canadians are so desperate to fucking be involved in fucking Hollywood. It's a fucking dead industry now. Now it's a dead industry we can get in.
It's about the exceptions, because exceptions are where the interesting questions are.
Just like Justin Trudeau.
The ones which might have different answers that people can disagree about and talk about. And even coming down to
Oh, give your mom a nice death at home with an at-home nurse. Sorry, those nurses are busy on film sets. You gotta need those film set nurses. Don't you dare go visit your dying family in the hospital. But this nurse here, she needs to be on film set so that she could take care of multiple actors and PAs going on and off the set all fucking day. They got masks on, so it's okay. But don't you dare go see your fucking dying family in the hospital.
Thought experiments. But those are the people that you need. Instead, you have people whose only moral development are what other people agree with. Social consensus. Oh, well, at my dinner party or around the table, they'll all say they want to stop the weather. They'll all say that hunger is bad. And so obviously that will convince an AI program who doesn't need to eat, but really wants to be a real boy human. A man who has never existed in the world before is now supposed to have a deep moral compunction to change the weather? You didn't think this through, and that's the problem. I'm just not sure you're capable of it. That's why, for me, this might be one of the biggest disappointments of the year. And I didn't think I'd be saying
Terrible.
that at the start. But those are just my thoughts.
Terrible.
Let me know down in comments below, like the video, if you like the video, subscribe, more videos like this in the future, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Do we have enough juice? Oh, yeah. It looks like we have infinite juice. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Oh, what the hell?
Remember how that lady was like, yo, we need some more black people, Star Trek?
Yeah, that's what she said verbatim.
Spock? Anyone?
I gotta say, dear white people, whether or not you're afraid of the title, I don't know, what y'all been watching.
Star Trek's in a great place, isn't it? That's the guy Alex Kurtzman thinks should be in charge of his Star Trek IP. And next to him is a writer for Starfleet Academy, someone with vast amounts of experience in this space.
Alex asked me to be on the Starfleet
This is a
Academy
new video?
and
What the
I was
fuck?
terrified because I don't really do hour-long.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
not my wheelhouse.
How old
It's
is
not
this?
my genre. Kind of the crossover
A month
episode,
ago.
the first even
Even fucking recent shit. End of an Empire, 4 days ago. Well, let's see what we got here. See what we got on the old list here. This looks interesting. Oh. Jesus Enrique Rosas. The body language guy. What the fuck? Elijah would wear ways. Why the left worships monsters like Karl Marx? Because they're not portrayed as monsters. They're portrayed as fucking some fucking moron with the people's best interest in mind, which is not the case. Alberta drops major 51st state bombshell that shocked Canada. Okay, this guy's been saying this for 2 days. Destination of Charlie Kirk explained. By Philion? By fucking Philion. Alright, Phil. Let's hear Philion's take.
Welcome back to Third Eye Global. A lot of since you last tuned in. Charlie Kirk's assassin.
Third Eye Global. Fucking guy.
Here before us, we have a
Fucking guy.
Not complete, but it'll do the job. I'm gonna take you through it as well as watch.
I gotta craft a fucking sonar. What is this with this game? I get it. You want us to fucking
coverage here at Third Eye Global. Kick.com/Philion. Let's get into it. So, Wednesday, 12:23 p.m., Tyler Robinson, who we didn't know at the time, shot and killed Charlie Kirk using a Mauser 30-06 bolt-action rifle. At the time, a lot of people were saying, there's no way it's 30-06. There's got to be a professional assassin 200 yards away. Impossible shot to make. After some contemplation, sharpshooters came out and said, it's actually a fairly easy
yeah, it's
shot.
pretty doable. Yeah.
And if you're talented, a couple days. Some people thought Charlie Kirk was wearing a bulletproof vest.
One day if your gun's fucking sighted properly.
Spiked up and hit his neck.
Someone set you up with a gun.
A bulletproof vest. There was a seemingly lack of security at the event. I don't even know if people were checking tickets.
Seemingly.
Normally did, and that was debate college students. Now, on the rifle itself, there's a couple things that stand out, right? First of all,
yeah, crafting an empty slot. How am I fucking supposed to know what parts I need?
Which is odd. Second of all, the bullets were engraved. Now, I believe Steven Crowder leaked this, and he's actually in some hot water right now because he wasn't supposed to. Writings engraved on ammunition used by Charlie Kirk's killer. Fired casing. Notices bulges. OWO. What's this? So, for those of you who don't know what that means, that is a deep 4chan meme talking about furries. I can pull it up. Utah resident Tyler Robinson has been named as the man who allegedly shot and killed Charlie Kirk, and the casing of a fired bullet related to the incident was reportedly inscribed with "Notices bulge, OWO, what's this?" This phrase is a reference to a viral copy pasta that parodies online furry and roleplay culture that appeared online back in 2013. So what does the phrase mean, and what does the notices bulge mean? Well, if you guys are online like me, you already know what this means. Here's the original meme. You see two fat goblins talking to each other. Hee hee, you're a cutie ×3, flops beside you and nuzzles. Aw, nuzzles you back and pounces on you and notices your bulge. What's this? This is some deep Discord kitten type shit. Now, what pisses me off so much about this is that is the bullet that killed Charlie Kirk. Besides the violation of human life that took place, that is such a stupid fucking meme. That was just one of the bullets. The second one, which was unfired, said, "Hey fascist, catch," with up to the right, down, down, down. Now, if you guys have played Helldivers 2, that is how you stratagem a bomb. That was the video game reference. Oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao,
So
Ciao. That is a anti-fascist Italian song that rice farmers used in Italy. And then the last one's, if you read this, you are gay, LMAO. So we have an
Philion's breaking this down like a beast. I knew I would have liked that. I knew this was gonna be good.
Memology and just some flavor text. Now, for those of you who don't know what 30-06 is, that's the caliber. It is very high-powered, and it's used in deer hunting. This gun, a Mauser, is quite common, and you can find it in Europe as well as America at pretty much any hunt shop. It's nothing professional. An assassin surely wouldn't use this gun, nor would they scope it like that. Nor would they aim for the head, which is seemingly what Tyler Robinson did. Now, there is a lot of unknown information about this, and I did my best to map some of the things here that I think are important to talk about, okay? Don't pay mind to the red and green. They roughly indicate whether they're cleared. Red is still...
This game is so fucking cooked.
So, the guy who asked the question, right before Charlie Kirk was shot,
Craft a solar mirror.
In reference to mass murders, mass shootings rather, in relation to trans people, and Charlie Kirk says, are we accounting for gang violence, etc., boom, shot goes off. That kid was horrified instantly, and he was actually just interviewed by Channel 5 News. He had nothing to do with, he wasn't like a signal. I know that was a conspiracy theory at some point. Now, a lot of footage was released from the event, and there was a guy who stole the hats, like the merch, and started throwing them to people. And I'll show you that clip. And I just want to know what goes through your head. I mean, let's take a look here.
Yeah. Grab me out. Hey, yo, grab me out. Let's go up, guys. Come on. Let's go up, guys. I don't know. Let's go. I have no idea. Let's go. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Get the fuck out.
As you can see, the based security guard shoves him and says, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of here. If somebody's head just got nearly blown off, and your first initial reaction is to take some hats, may God have mercy on your soul. Okay? So I don't know what he was doing. Then there was a guy who cheered. This one is really disturbing, and it doesn't really have an answer. I don't think I'm gonna show the clip of him cheering. I don't remember if this is his explanation, but I don't want to re-traumatize anyone. Yeah. So this guy's name is R to the power of X. This was the guy that was identified as the one that cheers right after Charlie Kirk dies. You see here. Yeah, you might recognize his face. I promised to talk, but only after silence and only to 2. I've already secured 1, the other will come. I wish I could respond to everything coming in, but it's not possible, so forgive me. There's a lot of rage directed at me, but I promise you'll understand when I speak, and I eagerly await a return to silence. Some are upset because I smile, some because I cheer, and others because they don't have the information yet. For everything Charlie represented, I was there for him, not for his words. I just wanted to meet him. Please, please, please. I'm not like everyone else, and it's not just to judge me by an edited clip. You would not wish this upon yourselves, please. So, he got ratioed into oblivion, considering he's got 300 likes and nearly 4,000 comments. I saw one explanation that he was trying to distract so that security could do their job, but I don't know how that comes into your head after you see someone get killed in front of you. It was highly disturbing and really fucking weird. And this is where it gets interesting, okay? I saved this one tweet that'll pull up, this right here. I want to know why a bunch of troons seem to know it was going to happen. For those of you who don't know, that is a derogatory term for a trans person. And this is a tweet that says, Trump, Kirk shooting seems to be a
Terrible,
one-off, not
terrible,
network.
terrible language.
Which I disagree with. what is going on, but I need to know the truth because there's more on the table that needs to be discussed. So with that being said, 4chan launched an investigation and they profiled someone named
Legion.
Sky Valadez. Okay, this is a 4chan user saying, if the shooter isn't Sky, then the coincidences are absolutely insane. The most damning piece of evidence is the tweet from a person named Omar Najera, also a they them, who said Charlie Kirk is going to get killed tomorrow. The person who tweeted that is connected
We already
to
got
Sky
this
on IG, so this
Tyler
is
Robinson dude.
The circumstantial evidence around Sky is overwhelming, and his skinny body type face, even the acne, all match up. I will shove an entire shoe up my ass if Sky isn't the shooter. So, the reason why Sky was circulating the internet and was framed as a potential assailant was because Sky
It's the boyfriend of the.
posted a song on SoundCloud called Charlie Kirk Dead at 31, and the account is from Utah. Now, I don't know who titles their songs that. The name of the band is God's Finest Scalpel, but they are connected, seemingly, to Omar, who tweeted this. Omar, or Najra Galvs, tweeted, Charlie Kirk is coming to my college tomorrow. I really hope someone evaporates him literally. Let's just say something big will happen tomorrow.
Uh-oh.
Now, what the fuck is going on here? This was posted September 9th, okay? So, day before the shooting, leaves a digital footprint asking for the death, I mean, evaporates him literally, of Charlie Kirk, and then posts a troll-faced dog, says, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. Now, I believe that they're in a band together. That is my educated guess. I can confirm it. This would be the Omar character in question here. In the band. So, I don't know what's going on. And they also have a digital footprint of being LGBTQ trans adjacent. Now, I have a conspiracy bubble over here, which, I don't know if you guys saw this, there was a potential private jet that took off and then turned off their transponder or their radar on ADSB, which is...
He's got everything. He's covering everything. Right on, bro.
...by Israel, apparently. I just think this is schizo posting. I think
Yeah, schizo posting. Yeah. I think so too. A little too crazy. Yeah.
It's clearly not true. What the fuck? A private jet left Provo Airport, which is a 12-minute drive from Utah Valley University, an hour after Charlie Kirk was shot. 30 minutes into the flight, the plane illegally dropped off at its ADSB, which shows its location. And it seems like it was taken down. But the other conspiracy is that he was a professional assassin. Nothing about this seems professional in the slightest. He did not even change his Chuck Taylor Converse sneakers, and he left a digital footprint, and he interacted on Discord with his roommate about picking up the rifle, pretty much outlining what he was going to do. Now, I guess we could entertain the fact perchance he was radicalized by a certain group or agency. I don't know. It's a bit too early to dissect that. Bro's a schizo 4chaner, nothing more than that. Or a Discord kitten, yeah. You got the left saying that he's right-wing conservative. You got the right saying he's Antifa. To me, it's clear he's a
left.
leftist.
Yeah.
That much is apparent. Now, let's watch the video. This is a live stream from Fox News covering all the details, and we will commentate, and we have questions and insights. This was posted this morning. Charlie Kirk assassination suspect Tyler Robinson in custody.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
God. Like it's Osama bin Laden. It is not. I laughed about that yesterday when we were watching that. Or whenever. We got him.
Why would a MAGA supporter kill Kirk? He's definitely a leftist. So, I agree. But there are some people out there that think that right-wing accelerationists, which
aren't accelerating fast enough.
can manifest into nihilistic violence to bring about actual radical change, meaning stepping on the gas, collapsing the entire system, aka assassinating people, to create a war between the two sides.
No bueno.
A civil war. That is the thought process.
Information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed.
Because if you're a right-wing accelerationist and you're insane enough to assassinate someone, that could be the spark to light the fuse of an actual war.
The incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years.
So, last night, the FBI had a meeting at UVU with Kash Patel, although he didn't have any words, where they released surveillance footage of the shooter arriving on campus and leaving campus, planting the gun, and jumping off the roof. Now, the footage was blurry. People have a lot of questions. The manhunt seemed unprofessional from an outsider's point of view. It seemed disjointed. I know they got him within 33 hours, but the mechanism in which he was found was that after they posted the photos, the family's minister reached out to the dad, and the son apparently confessed to it, and then the dad took him to the police station. I mean, what are we talking about here? What a Looney Tunes way to catch someone. The importance of opening up to the public, but it seems like that was the Hail Mary pass. I don't understand how they didn't track this kid the second he pulled the trigger. 33 hours is a pretty long time.
The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in that conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
And we didn't even talk about the boomer. You guys remember that? There was an old man who was thought to be the shooter at first, and he said, "I'd do it again. Shoot me, shoot me." What the fuck? You're telling me this man was just a distraction? He's a known political antagonist. I mean, like, what? Was that just, the assassin's lucky day? He just happened to have a schizophrenic old man willing to take the blame?
The family also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger. Investigators identified an individual as the roommate of Robinson. Investigators interviewed that roommate, who stated that his roommate, referring to Robinson, made a joke on Discord. Investigators asked if he would show them the messages on Discord. He opened it and showed several messages to investigators and allowed investigators to take photos of the screen as each message was shown by Robinson's roommate. These photos consisted of various messages, including content of messages between the phone contact named Tyler with an emoji icon and Robinson's roommate's device. The content of these messages included messages affiliated with the contact Tyler, stating a need to retrieve a rifle from a drop point, leaving the rifle in a bush.
So Tyler and Tyler's roommate are talking to each other, and on the Discord messages, Tyler tells him about retrieving a rifle from a drop point. Does that mean the roommate is implicated? What? Huh? Clearly, he was not acting fully alone. I think the FBI needs to dig deeper, look at the Discord logs, and really see what's going on here. Because what are the statistical odds of somebody naming a song, Charlie Kirk Dead at 31, and then that person's friend allegedly saying something big is going to happen tomorrow? I hope Charlie Kirk gets evaporated, by the way.
Messages
Way too many open-ended questions. I know we're still early in the investigation, but
related to visually watching the area where a rifle was left, and a message referring to having left the rifle.
And if you guys have been paying attention, last night they said they're looking into a possible foreign connection. So vague. What does that mean? People's minds are going everywhere. Of course it's going to Israel first. And George Zinn, the boomer.
Wrapped in a towel. The messages also refer to engraving bullets and a mention of a scope and the rifle being unique. Messages
And then Netanyahu says, it's the radical Islamics. Like, what? Huh?
from the contact, Tyler also mentioned that he had changed.
They released the footage, then his family and the public brought him to the police, and they didn't really have to search. That's what it seems like. Bro, they couldn't even identify him.
Outfits. speculation as well as to the writing on those casings.
We know what these writings are, but let's humor us and hear him say them out loud.
Those bullet casings, and I believe we have that as well. And I'll share that with you now. So the area north of Campus Drive Road where the suspect crossed over, you saw some of that in the video that was released last night, consists of a grassy area with trees on the edge of the UVU campus. Investigators discovered a bolt-action rifle wrapped in a dark-colored towel. The rifle was determined to be a Mauser Model 98 30-06 caliber bolt-action rifle. The rifle had a scope mounted on top of it.
Let's talk about the rifle and the footage of Tyler getting to campus and where the gun actually was. So this is the Mauser that was recovered in the grassy area. As you can see, I believe this is 44 inches, and you would not be able to field strip this. So if you're running after assassinating someone, you're not disassembling it, putting it back together, and leaving it in the woods. That is preposterous. So he brought the gun to campus. Now what sticks out to me is the footage of the Ring camera where Tyler Robinson is limping. See if we can find that quick.
We also have...
So this was before the shooting, recorded from a Ring doorbell or security camera footage in the neighborhood, about a quarter mile from campus.
Is believed to be because that person has a rifle in the pants and they are walking very difficult because...
Now, mental image of that Mauser, how is that hidden in the pants? It's got to be alongside the back, in my opinion. I think he's wearing it almost like a backpack or like a quiver, right? And that's why he has the backpack over his shoulders to obfuscate most of the mass of the rifle. And I'm pretty sure the barrel would be pointing down. And if you think about it in your head, you mentalize this, the barrel is probably on the back of his right kneecap, which is why he can't bend it all the way.
Of that object that is inside of the pants. Take a look here of that limp right there. And you can see there the suspect continuing to walk the street there, very close to where the venue was, and then this is after.
You guys think it's in the back or to the side? Either way, he's got the scope up his ass. He keistered a rifle.
Where we see now that suspect clearly running in the field.
Now this is after the assassination. He drops it off in this wooded area, and then you'll see him emerge on the other side.
And this was all obtained there by TMZ, and of course, police are looking at that. The feds are looking at that as well. But this is the newest video that we are seeing of all this play out. And again, just happening moments ago as well, we are getting a...
But like, where is the gun here? I mean, that's a big rifle. Now, I don't know if I'm the schizo one here, but I'm pretty sure this shirt is given out to disabled veterans, land of the free, home of the brave. It has some significance with like hurt vets. Yeah, his right pant leg does look weird now that you think about it. So maybe that was all part of the plan. Look at the back of his leg, you see the imprint. Here,
a new shot of the person of interest, the suspect.
That's just insane to hide a rifle in your pant leg.
Where these new images just released by the Utah Department of Public Safety. I want to show you this one as well, a little bit closer up. You can see what they are hoping that by releasing these photos and...
Bro, if I wear jeans tight enough, you're seeing my mushroom tip. I mean, how do you not see a rifle on bro's leg?
Images that somebody out there is going to recognize this individual. There is a $100,000 reward.
So this right here, this imprint's got to be part of the gun.
For the capture and arrest of this individual that is accused of killing.
Yeah, so it looks like the dad's getting $100K and he's getting his son out of the house. So he's paying off his mortgage and he's... That's a double W.
Charlie Kirk just yesterday. All right, we are going to be keeping an eye on all of this here for you. I'm Lockdown from Fox. Again, we are 40...
Let's go back to the video.
Investigators noted inscriptions that had been engraved on casings found with the rifle. Inscriptions on a fired casing read, "Notices bulges, capital O-W-O, what's this, question mark. Inscriptions on the 3 unfired casings read, "Hey fascist, exclamation point, catch, exclamation point."
Digging the accountability on dad to hand him over. I just don't understand the fucking thought process here, right? The second you decide that you're gonna assassinate someone, you're basically signing a Faustian deal. Because the second you pull the trigger, you are now wanted. 5 GTA stars. There's no escaping. It's only a matter of time because you as an individual have to sleep. FBI, CIA, intelligence, Palantir, whatever, they don't have to sleep. And your face is everywhere. So, unless you have a plan of getting out of the country and never returning ever and living the rest of your life looking over your shoulders in a foreign country, like, sure, maybe. But the chances that you actually escape are very, very slim. Or you self-delete. That's the only option. Because what are you talking about? This kid just went back home and was like, hey, what's up, Dad? Oh, what's for dinner tonight? Like, imagine the dad being like, son, you got anything to tell me? Son, you want to tell me something? Yeah, what'd you get up to today? Come here. Just puts him in a sleeper hold. Yeah, you're fucking grounded, bucko. No, but seriously, let's think about this, right? You're looking at the TV screen for the most wanted fugitive in the world, and then you're looking at your son, and you're like, are you winning, son? I'm pretty sure he was brainwashed enough to think he would get away with it. This is what I don't understand, because this kid was framed as being super intelligent, right? I'm serious. This is not me saying this. You look it up on the internet. Near perfect ACT score, $32,000 scholarship, whatever. Book smart. He never changed his shoes. The plan was slightly elaborate. He left a digital footprint on Discord. So this is what this is telling me. Not a professional. Didn't think this through. Not as smart as people think. And it's just a fucking radical lunatic. Zero common sense whatsoever.
Up arrow symbol, right arrow, and symbol, and
huge retard, actually.
3 down arrow symbols. A second unfired casing read,
Huge retard loony.
He could have been used by intelligence assets to carry out the attack. You could never run from those sort of thoughts. I mean, with every shooting, there's going to be that conspiratorial side to it where it's like, was bro activated? Those possibilities.
What's supposed to happen here? Where is this lost civilization?
So weird questions, but Occam's razor is telling me this kid was just a fucking deranged Discord kitten, communist shaitan.
Unfired casing read, if you read this, you are gay, LMAO. We are indebted to law enforcement across the state who's working.
Do that. This one.
Yeah, just a fucking mentally ill furry.
Or just spawns it now.
Would I ease his sentence to life if he ratted out his whole network and accomplices? No. Nope.
I think the public who has been so engaged, reviewing videos, helping us with sending in tips, and helping us get to this point. I want to thank
the Bella Ciao's reference to a popular anti-fascist song. Yep, we're aware.
Family members of Tyler Robinson who did the right thing in this case and were able to bring him into to law enforcement as well. I especially want to thank the family of Charlie Kirk, Erica, Charlie's parents, his children. I want us to be thinking of them as we bring justice in this case. They will be involved in that justice. We will be working very closely with them as we move through this process as well. This is a very sad day for them, a terrible day for the state of Utah, but I'm grateful that this moment we have an opportunity to bring closure to this very dark chapter in our nation's history. With that, I will now turn the microphone over to the director of the FBI.
As an American, I just don't know if Kash Patel is the man for the job. Everything I've seen has been kind of a fumble.
This is what happens when you let good cops be cops. The FBI and our partners are proud to stand here today together to bring justice to the family of Charlie Kirk and honor his memory. I want to express my deep gratitude to President Trump, the Vice President, and the entire White House who have
have been so incredibly supportive with both resources and just personally to the FBI as a team. They had our backs the entire way, and I just want to express my gratitude for giving us the resources we need to operate in this space to bring this sort of justice at this sort of speed.
But I wonder, in the eyes of the administration, like, they caught the killer within 33 hours. Is that considered a W? I feel like we just got to raise the standards here. I mean, the collective hive mind really kind of did some heavy lifting, and then the public was just like, oh, that's him. Like, the killer was turned in by his dad.
In 33 hours, we have made...
Fair enough. That's pretty good. That's an excellent assessment.
I still can't believe there wasn't a drone in the sky. It does not cost much, and it's just a serious deterrence. It's a first line of defense. A fucking Mavic drone in
Yeah,
the sky.
charge it up.
You can look at every single rooftop.
Get a flywoo. Mavic shit, get a flywoo.
You can send it so high, nobody can
Or
even
Mavic,
hear it.
yeah, actually Mavic's pretty good, but there's no flywoo. Flywoo's the poor man's drone.
Our partnerships will endure. Your state and local partners, your sheriff, your
Campus police says they were
Poor man's LR.
so maybe no budget. Yeah, I mean, hindsight's 2020, right? Nobody could have ever predicted this whatsoever actually happening. Perhaps there was allusions to it on social media about the ramping up of political violence and rhetoric and painting people as evil. Sure, but for it to actually happen, nobody can actually say, unless there's something to those tweets, right? But based on what I saw, I mean, the shot was just... Some of the framing was that he had a chance for a second, but a lot of people are like, I don't know about that if you saw the footage. And
Yeah, no.
having seen the footage, I probably agree with them.
Yeah, he's
However,
he's one-shotted.
Because I'm pretty sure he was lifted into like a car. Where is the EMS? I don't know if that would have made a difference, I'm just saying. The college that I went to had fucking trained volunteer, I'm pretty sure they were paid actually, student body that were campus medics, like professional EMS with fully kitted ambulances and equipment needed for life-saving stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying preparation is key, especially if you are a large figure. It's security detail, drones, EMS, whole nine, minimum.
PS community has been unbelievably impressive in the hardest of times. And a case like this cannot be solved, cannot be brought without partnering with the state and local authorities. The FBI has a certain role to play. We will play that role, and we will lead out for the federal government. The Governor Koster is so grateful for your state partnership that led out on this investigation. A little bit of the timeline. Charlie was shot.
Valhalla, brother. He's gonna comment on Valhalla, yes.
FBI agents arrived on scene in 16 minutes. The chiefs of police
Get the fuck out of here, Flora.
and secured the scene. The FBI immediately launched fixed-wing assets.
You know what's gonna ruin my day? I'm just kidding. Because I said 12:33, not 12.
No way I have to use the Nautilus.
No, I didn't. I'm so cracked. I'm so cracked. I'm so cracked. This is why here at Third Eye Global you must follow
Yeah, I
your
don't,
gut
yeah.
and stay high energy. My gut reaction.
As I was
was
saying,
correct,
they would never
as
make you do
always.
that.
There's a lesson in there. Who am I thinking that I got something wrong?
We utilize these assets to transport personnel, specialty technicians, hostage rescue teams. We also utilize these assets to go back and
5 minutes, my balls.
here in Utah to transport forensic evidence and other evidence that will be analyzed and is being analyzed at our FBI laboratories in Quantico and other laboratories, including the ATF. At my direction,
You can't do a barrel roll? What the fuck?
photos of the suspect
What feature is this?
local time on 9/11. Then, shortly thereafter, the FBI reward of $100,000 was released at 10:45 a.m. local. Myself and Deputy Director Bondini.
So do these cash prizes actually get paid out? I heard some people.
Fuck's
say
the
that they
water's
just don't get
surface.
Paid out, and they're just lying. Like imagine you get a check
Oh,
for
right
100K
there.
just wired right into your bank account.
Arrived on the scene at approximately 5:30 p.m. on 9/11. The governor led
All I want to know is the dad getting 100K, and why is it only 100K with the ability to print infinite money and the fucking budget that we have, bro? This shit should be at least 10 million. Yo, $10 million to whoever can find the killer. 100K is nothing. Sorry, that's operating expenses.
press conference last night at approximately 8 p.m. where at my direction the FBI released a never before seen
Oh, is this the freighter I'm on?
the suspect. We also released
It's a huge bitch.
to the public
assassin's father looks like he watches Fox News and says slurs after throwing back a few. Patriot. I think he's ex-military. Also, the consensus is that Tyler Robinson was the only radical leftist in his family. Everyone else was super conservative.
Just last night, the suspect was taken into custody at 10 p.m. local time. In less than 36 hours, 33 to be precise, thanks to the full weight of the federal government and leading out with the partners here in the state of Utah and Governor Cox.
Why does the FBI glaze itself so hard? We released images to the public. Wow, bro, you have access to CCTV and took a screenshot. That's what I'm saying. I'm not impressed.
The suspect was apprehended in historic...
They had the wrong suspect twice. Cash Patel tweeted, "We literally have the assailant." And then he deleted the tweet. He's like, "Oh, sorry, whoops."
time period. And I want to highlight what Governor Cox said. This would not have been possible without you, the media, and you, the public. That's why we went so public, so fast, and we're so transparent, and we're committed to that transparency.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Did you? Are you sure?
The crime scene, just a little bit there. It is a large crime scene. State and local authorities, along with the federal authorities, processed that crime quickly. And I even had the ability to walk through that crime scene and walk through the steps the suspect took to learn more about what was needed and what resources we needed to bear to create a full picture for the Furthermore, thankfully to state and local partners, forensic evidence has been seized and continues to be garnered. Forensic evidence...
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like the FBI is the glue between local law enforcement, and perhaps they open up various communication pipelines, but they just take credit for everything. We'll take it from here. Yep, just give us all your resources. Okay, thanks, bye.
This has already been evaluated at FBI laboratories in Quantico and state and local authorities here. We will continue to process evidence as we see it, as we collect it, and we will continue to deliver to Governor Cox and his team. Last night we had a total of approximately 7,000 leads. As of this morning, thanks to your great work, we have over 11,000 leads that were called in to the FBI. And we are running out every single lead that we can. Every one of those leads will be run out. The arrest is a testament to dedication of good law enforcement, being great, and partnerships in law enforcement, which I've tried to highlight as my tenure as the director of the FBI.
Various communication pipelines, except all they did was release footage to the news and internet. I know. Like, do your job. They're tapping my iPhone 24/7 for this bullshit. People think the Palantir stock is gonna drop. They didn't do shit.
There is no better relationship for law enforcement than the FBI to partner with state and local authorities, and you've seen it here in these last few days.
I think we get the picture here. Last thing I want to bring up in relation to this is the footage of him leaving campus.
We're going to go to that press conference we've been awaiting.
Thank you, Governor. Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety.
So they are recording a television screen, by the way. You would think they would release this footage in digital format so that you could really kind of see the details. And we can see the glaring key light bouncing off the screen.
If you look up to the top left, you'll see the building where the shooter was proned out in the top left corner.
They can't even release footage right. Like, they need someone in there. I would do the job if the price is right. Like, guys, come on. We're living in the digital age here, okay? There's better ways to do this.
We'll go ahead and play that video, and I'll narrate it as we walk through that. So,
why would they want you to see their operation in higher detail? Well, they clearly need help because they're releasing this to the public and they're asking for anything in relation to the case because they had no leads. Bro, there was a guy, I don't know if it was local law enforcement or higher up. They were like, yeah, we have no idea who the killer is.
Here you see the suspect ran behind that upper building. He's going to come out on the right, moves to this far right corner.
And then he disappears because the glare is blinding us.
As he does, he's going to climb off the edge.
And now, where's the rifle? This is what everyone is pissed about, okay? What's going on here? Am I supposed to believe that this is the rifle right here, covered by a black towel? This thing is 44 inches long.
Dropped down to the ground. As he did that, he left some palm impressions. There's some smudges, some places we're looking to collect DNA. There's a shoe.
He drops down, not very tactical.
Print where we believe the suspect.
Now, apparently he's just running away with the gun. And remember, you cannot field strip this. So it is full length. It's not in his pants.
Finally,
This thing is
fucking
collapsible.
frigate
It's
module.
not as big as I think.
Frigate my life.
He's wearing Converse tennis shoes. Again, we'll replay that again so you can get
Yeah, super professional assassin, by the way. Never changed his signature shoes.
view of that. It's important to note his black T-shirt, his black pants, and there appears to be some white on the soles of those Converse tennis shoes. Those are all identifiable items that we're looking for. In the stills that are going to follow this, you're going to see a very distinctive T-shirt.
I can't believe nobody saw this kid jump off a fucking roof.
An American
People did, bro. There's pictures and shit.
A pair of sunglasses, all distinctive, all things that we would ask the public to look for and try to.
How tall is that roof? What do you say, about 15 feet? Lower yourself, he's probably getting it down to about, this is 12 feet. Yeah, so I mean, what, was that a 8-foot drop? 6-foot drop?
An eagle on it. There's also a baseball cap with a triangle on it and a pair of sunglasses.
That's at least 8 feet.
All distinctive, all.
That's it? Cleared it out?
You can't make that jump with a rifle under your clothing, you're gonna sprain something. Yeah, he seems to have it in a towel in one hand, and then he jumps off.
Look for and try to identify if they know someone who has those items, who has been seen wearing those items. We're looking for all that information. Here you see the suspect.
That's it. You got everything.
He moved around across this grassy area.
Finally.
Around the parking lot. We're going to pan to the right.
Before when I was playing, it's so hard to find those fucking pieces.
Just had a glance at this kid. I mean, there's what, 10 people around him? They're like, oh my god, that was the shooter. In retrospect,
Street. This is where he moved over into the wooded area. This is the video evidence that we utilize to track his movements and to locate that firearm in that wooded area following the discovery of this evidence. Good. You want to go to the stills?
we looked at these images already. I think that is going to be the most thorough breakdown you're going to see as of right now in regards to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. You already know, kick.com/Philly on Third Eye Global. Don't apologize for being late because you're still early to the movement. I will update you guys in real time about potential motives, new information, and breaking news.
Wow.
Joining me now is the author of groundbreaking works, International.
I think we may have already heard that. So we got here. It's about time to call it. Being a grandpa must be tough. Some baby mispronounces a word and suddenly your name's Peepo for the last 30 years of your life. Peepoo. Disney's biggest mistake, The Last Jedi. Isn't that old? Isn't that already done? Dumbest killer couples think they got away with murder. Russians attend World Cup of grave digging. Okay. That's terrible. Is that an Onion article? Telegraph. Okay. That's a real article. The Silencing of Charlie Kirk by Tim Dillon. And there's rumors that Trump was going to be assassinated on a Tim Dillon interview. It was weird. It's a weird rumor. Flat Earther gets it wrong about Apollo astronauts. Let's listen to some Simon Dan. Flat Earther.
If you were interested in the flat earth theory around 10 years ago and wanted to see what it had to offer, then you may have ended up watching Mark Sargent's Flat Earth Clue series. And it may or may not have the desired effect, converting you to the world of flatties. So I think it's vital that an opposition series exists, one which debunks everything in the original Flat Earth Clue series. This is that series. Hello all and welcome along to another video with me, Simon Dan. Thanks very much for joining me. Okay, let's crack on with this one then, shall we? In today's Flat Earth clue, which Mark calls Souls of the Solar System, he focuses on the Apollo astronauts. Let's see how this goes, shall we?
This clue looks into the recent past, or more specifically, an odd but interesting piece of conspiracy lore. What I hope to show here is an example of how an enclosed system, once revealed, can change the world very quickly and in ways you may not have realized. To start, we need to go back a little ways, to a controversial 2004 documentary called Astronauts Gone Wild. For those of you who missed this strange little gem, the summary is this. The producer-director Bart Winfield Sibrel went out to prove that all the moon landings were elaborate hoaxes. To do this, he set up interviews with the Apollo astronauts, giving them the impression that the interview was just routine.
Ah yes, the ambushing of elderly astronauts with a camera crew, badgering them and demanding them to swear on the Bible. What a lovely thing to do.
He then produced a Bible and asked each of the astronauts to swear on the book before the interview started. The interview was then supposed to be a series of detailed technical questions designed to trip up the astronauts.
How someone with the intellect of Bart Sibrel could possibly trip up a NASA astronaut is funny to me. It really, really is.
During the process, there was quite a bit of tension and some very uncomfortable moments, including one actual fist fight. Now, I'm not recommending that anyone actually go out and watch this hour-long documentary. For me, the astronauts have had to live with this guilt a long time, and leaving them alone seems like the humane thing to do.
It's the decent thing to do, and this section here is
I hate how this game makes you do things a certain way. Like,
he's not horrible.
just fucking.
He's a pretty decent person. Wrong, but an okay guy.
Let me scan it once and then go with my issue.
What interested me, and moreover, what piqued my interest then, wasn't the unoriginal questions the reporter posed, but how the astronauts reacted to the Bible itself. None of the Apollo pilots would put their hand on it and swear that they went to the moon. In fact, most treated the book like it was made of plutonium. This puzzled me for years because it went against the basic rules of any cover-up, one of which is lie about everything.
Now, what Mark fails to mention here is that the astronauts already gave on-the-record congressional testimony where lying is a crime. Saying that none of them would swear is cherry-picking the reactions of people rightly annoyed at being called frauds.
Now, the pilots of the Apollo program had done many interviews over the years, many televised, and had been going through their song and dance without really any instances of contention. So why not just go through the motions again? It is, after all, just a book, right? People lie under oath all the time. It's called perjury, and every country has an extensive system of laws and punishments to deal with it. These punishments don't seem to stop the people from committing perjury, and you can read about it almost every day. Furthermore, the astronauts were not in court. This was just a room, sometimes their own home. So swearing on the book would, for all intents and purposes, be meaningless.
Surely that tells you how annoyed they were then. They're being accused of faking their life's work and then asked to validate it with a parlour trick. Refusing isn't suspicious, it's perfectly human in these circumstances. The only thing proven here is that harassment annoys people.
And this sat in the back of my head for years, because it didn't make sense. Why would astronauts, trained by a very large military science program, be afraid of just putting their hand on the book and just tell one more lie? Well, for them, it may have been more than just a book. It may have been a symbol of something much bigger. You see, for you, me, and almost everyone else, the Holy Book is a symbol of faith, because the creator or creators have yet to be revealed.
Like, what does it want me to do?
Knew that the creators were real.
Find a sunken building? Like,
Becomes
how
something
much? Find one
more
of each?
tangible, more relevant.
Leave me alone. I'm
more
over this
sobering.
water shit.
Plenty of Apollo astronauts were openly religious. Buzz Aldrin literally took communion on the moon. Apollo 8 read Genesis from lunar orbit. If the book scared them, they got a funny way of showing it. What actually happened is a man shoves a Bible in front of an astronaut's face and then demands them to swear on it. The face is hardened, the interview ends. End of.
Or more to the point, the Apollo astronauts
We've been playing for
were
an hour.
allowed in
It's
on
good
the
enough.
enclosed system during their
I'm over
tenure
it.
with NASA. And over the decades, this system created certain truths for these men. One of which is, someone could be watching. Now, whether the builders/creators are actually watching every little thing we do can be debated. But if you have proof